To Holly Hobbies. Just popped on here a couple minutes early to get everything situated. If you're here, give me a message. Let me know you're here so I can make sure that my iPad and everything is working properly. And we will get started here in just a few minutes.
When you use your camera on your phone, all you do is you have to go to each picture and...
All right. Hi, Leanne, Donna, T. Milan, Priscilla, and Lori, all the way from Paris. Wow, that's super cool. Hello, hello. I am back from vacation and I am ready for another live. Well, I'm actually ready for a vacation from the vacation. Oh, okay. I was like, wow. I mean, it is cool. People come, tune in from all over the world. All right, Sylvia, welcome. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. I am definitely an 80s girl. I was raised on 80s rock and roll, that's for sure. All right, I got my iPad working. And I think we are going to get started here in just a couple minutes. I wasn't quite totally prepared for this live, but I think I have it together now. And then I switched and I was going to do something else and I was cutting the mesh and it was a little bit short. So I had to switch gears and we are going to do a pancake ruffle wreath, which happens to be my top viewed tutorials are my pancake ruffle wreath. And if you've never done one, they're one of my favorite techniques to do. I love the pancake ruffle wreath, and they're great for storm doors, for, they're not so wide and nice and thin, and they're just beautiful, easy wreaths to do, and one of my favorites. So I thought, you know what, we're gonna do a pancake ruffle wreath. Where did I go? Sorry, I gotta fix this here real quick. I'm sorry. What is going on here? Okay, let me get back to my live. Sorry, technical difficulties here. We'll get there. Okay. Okay. I think I got it back here. All right, Leanne, welcome, welcome. Sylvia, so nice to have you here. Thank you for supporting me on my life journey. It means so much. And I took last week off and I will be starting my lives again, but I will next Thursday I won't be able to. No, I think I will be able to go live that Thursday. There's one Thursday that I won't be able to go live when I'm in Oklahoma, which is coming up. So, and apparently my cousin said it's 110 degrees with the index, and I am like, oh my gosh. That humidity really took me out on our cruise. We went to Mexico and it was really humid in Puerto Vallarta and Mazatlan, and we had some excursions and it wasn't even that humid, but it took me out. So I have to really prepare for this. I didn't realize how hard it is to do physical activity in the humidity. And we did a couple excursions where we had to hike and do some things like that. So, all right, so we're gonna get started. And like I said before, this is my pancake ruffle. It's my most viewed tutorial on my YouTube channel, and everybody loves a good pancake ruffle. Hi, Shannon, welcome. Hi, Teresa. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have everybody here. It means so much to me. So we're going to get started. I don't know exactly the direction that this is going to go, and now I'm just realizing my ribbon. I didn't prep my ribbon, but let me grab my ribbon real quick, or we could grab it in a minute. Let's just get our wire wreath frame prepped, and we could get started, and then I will grab that ribbon. So for the pancake ruffle wreath, I always use a 14-inch wire wreath frame. You can use different wreath frames as well. Hi, Vicki, welcome. And they're very simple to do. And so basically they're all, they're divided into sections here with the crossbars. So I always start with the pipe cleaner coming. I always name it from the outside going in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I come under the 3 and the 4 right in the middle of those crossbars, and I twist it off the number 4. This is how I always prep my pancake ruffles. So I'm going to go around and do that in each of the sections. You love the humidity. Oh, yeah, see, I've been born and raised in California, so I'm used to that hot, dry. I'm not used to that humidity. But I'm going to have to get used to it real soon here when I go to Oklahoma. But I love those summer humid nights. I remember when I went to visit, sitting outside, they're so pretty. But yeah, it took a lot out of me, and I needed a vacation from the vacation. I was wiped. It took me about 3 days to recuperate. Hi, Doris. Welcome. Hi, Catherine. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we have our 6 ones prepped on the inside. Has everybody done a pancake ruffle wreath? I know it's a very popular wreath. If you haven't, then you're gonna see how easy it is to do it. So for the next one, I come under the crossbar and under the 2 and 3 bar, and then I tie it off the number 2 bar. So I do it like that. And everybody loads their wreaths differently. Doris, how do you get rid of chat? I believe that you can hit, there's an X button that you can X out of the chat, and you should be able to see a full screen on the white section where the chat is, if you just X out of that. Oh, you can handle much higher temperatures in Arizona. It gets hot there. How hot did it get when you went to visit your family, Shannon? I don't think I could live in that kind of heat. That is a heat like no other. Hi, Deanna. Yeah, everyone does their, everyone loads their wreaths differently, and this is just how I do mine. And when you just get used to something, that's just, I just am a creature of habit. So I was gonna show you a daisy petal with my 24-inch mesh, but there wasn't enough mesh like there should have been. I came a little bit shy, so We'll have to save that one for next time. All right, so we have 6 on the inside coming around the 3 and 4 off that number 4 bar, and we have 6 around the outside coming under that crossbar around the 2 and 3 coming off the 2, if that makes sense. So that's what we have so far. Yeah, it was only in the 90s. You caught it at a good time, right? Not at the 120 degrees. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I'm sure their air conditioning bill is ginormous. You would have to have your air running 24/7. And I'm sure everybody has a pool over there because, gosh, you would just die. It gets so hot over there. All right, so this is, we have our wreath prepped, and I also cut my mesh, and I liked for pancake ruffles, I mean, you can use any mesh, but I think it always looks really pretty with really fun, like decorative mesh. I think it really showcases the mesh. This is one that I used in the tutorial on my YouTube channel. It's really pretty. I decided to use this mesh today. It's like a burlap, and it has a little bit of that orange glitter going through it. I think it's so pretty. And so when you're cutting your mesh, you're always going to, the first half is going to be these big loose rolls, and the last half is going to be these skinny little rolls. So I always save the first 6 to do on the outside ring. So we have a big, beautiful pancake. And I feel like I need to, I'm gonna go, let me just, give me 1 minute to go grab my ribbon here. Okay, now I'm all set. Okay, so the first, we're going to do the outside ring first, is where I always like to start. And we're starting with the big loose rolls. So we have a big, beautiful pancake ruffle. And these are cut at 30 inches. So if you have 1 roll of deco mesh, this is a great wreath. This is 30 feet, which is 360 inches. So you could get 12 pieces at 30 inches if the roll is cut right. So, and this one did really good. There was just a tiny bit extra. So it's a great 1 roll wreath, which is why I love this pancake ruffle wreath. Okay, so we are going to start on the outside first. And there's a couple different ways that you can do your pancake ruffle. You could do it curl side up, or you could do it curl side down. I'll show you both ways. I kind of prefer curl side down. So I like to just tuck the unfinished edge under a 1/2 inch or so. And then I pinch and grab my 30-inch piece of mesh right down that center till I get all the way to the other side. And then when you get close to that end, you want it to tuck under another 1/2 inch. And then you have this big, beautiful ruffle here. And what I like to do before I add it is just make sure everything's nice and even. If I have to pull up any sides, I like to make sure that my sides are even. Okay. And then I'm going to start by adding it into my outside pipe cleaner. And I like to just push it down nice and flat. I want it really close to the wire wreath frame. And then once you get to this point, And this is a little uneven, so I could just even it out a little bit. I don't like it when the ends aren't even. And you get it nice and flat towards your wreath frame. And then what you do is you just take the open ends and you pull it over the mesh there. So you have one continuous ruffle that looks like they call it a pancake ruffle. So it's just one continuous circle here with your mesh. And this is pretty mesh. I've had this mesh for a while. And sometimes they'll nestle right in the groove and it makes it even better. Okay. And now we're going to do, let me show you if we did it curl side up. So the same concept, but we're curl side up. I'm flipping my unfinished edge over a 1/2 inch. And the same thing, but I'm doing it curl side up. And I'm pinching and grabbing straight down the middle on my 30-inch piece of mesh here. And when I get close to the end, I want to flip that in and finish it up. So when you do it this way, you got to make sure you flip it over when you add it to your wreath. So everything looks even. And now I'm going to add it to my next pipe cleaner. And I'm pushing it down nice and flat. And see how these are all open like that? So you're just pulling those ends over each other. And this is why I do the loose ones, the first half of the roll on the outside, because they give these big, beautiful pancake ruffles, nice and full. And then we can save the other ones for the middle. Hi, Angela. Hi, Robert. Welcome. Welcome. All right, just making sure I'm seeing all the messages. And now I'm going to continue with my first six of my roll. So whichever way you do it, curl side up, curl side down, that's up to you. I tend to like it curl side down. Hi, Diana. Welcome. Hi. All right. And we're just pinching and grabbing. Till we get to the other side. And if you sell these wreaths, people love the pancake wreaths. It's a very popular wreath. It's a great one to sell, and I love it because it's one roll of mesh. It's very economical. You get a lot of bang for your buck with this one. So we're just continuing, going around our outside edge. All right, this mesh is pretty. You know, sometimes you have mesh in your stash and you wonder what it looks like, and I like that. That's very pretty. Very pretty. So then when you see like little gaps right here, those are going to be covered up with another ruffle. So everything in the end is going to be really full and pretty. Has everybody done a pancake ruffle before? Has anybody, is this their first time seeing a pancake ruffle? This mesh color, let me see if I still have it in my trash can. This one, you know, it doesn't say the color. It was from Hobby Lobby. It's one of those decorative meshes that come in the fall seasonal section that you can get. I do have the barcode. If you want that, let me know. And I can, oh, okay, Angela, good. I'm glad that you can see the pancake ruffle, because it's a very popular one. It's one of my highest viewed tutorials on my YouTube channel is the pancake ruffle. Let's see, Diana, if you want the barcode, let me know. But this, I think this is a standard one that they have in the fall seasonal section. And it's always a great one to stock up on at the end of the season when everything goes on clearance. And this is another one that's absolutely gorgeous. This is one I've done with another pancake ruffle, and it's from Hobby Lobby as well. But this barcode is 513. I guess, is it the barcode or the number at the top? Let me give you the number at the top, which I think is the number for it. It's FDM1708. I don't know if you could see that. Let me know if you need me to repeat that. I think that's the number that you would use. Yeah, that's the number. Because the other one's very similar. It's 1712, and this one is 1708. You make your flatter sometimes, and you do the outside and the inside rows the same. Okay. And do you notice, Shannon, that people just love the pancake wreath? I don't know what it is. I think it's just, I just love those ruffles, and it just is so pretty. And I know a lot of people like those thinner ones that can fit in between your screen doors and storm doors and things like that. So I like doing it curl side down. To me, it's just works for me. And I just like to make sure everything's nice and even. FDM, M as in Mary, Diana. FDM 1708. It's usually in the fall section, the seasonal section at Hobby Lobby with their mesh that they get. And when all that goes on clearance, it's a great time to grab those wire wreath frames, the preloaded wreath frames, as well as this seasonal mesh. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so we're just making these big, beautiful pancake ruffles, and we're adding them to the outside of our 6 bars. And I'm just tucking it under about 1/2 inch. It just helps with that unfinished edge from fraying, because you don't want to see that part on your wreath, and it just kind of hides it. And the other end will just naturally tuck on its own. But the main thing is to make sure, like, look how lopsided that is. So I just want to make sure I fix that in my hand before I add it. So sometimes it just takes a little adjustment, because you want it to look good when you add it. You want it to be even, because you'll notice it if it's not even. Yeah, it fits on most doors. I mean, I don't know what a storm door is. I've never lived where I needed a storm door, but I've had a lot of people ask if, you know, it'll fit in a storm door and what the measurements are, and I know it can only be a certain width. Yes, Angela, I cut it at 30 inches. So what I do is, because my cutting mat only goes to 24 inches, is I'll just take a ruler or another little mat and I'll put it at the end here to have that extra part to measure, so I get 30 inches. And you should get exactly 12 pieces off a 30-foot roll of deco mesh, if they measured the mesh right. Now, my one that I was going to do before this with my 21-inch mesh, they didn't measure it right. So I only got 8 pieces instead of 9. And I was going to do something different today, but which was a bummer because that mesh is like expensive. I got that at Michael's and spent like 15 bucks on it. So I felt like it should have been measured right. You have one of those too, the little mats from the Dollar Tree. I love that little mat. It is a great investment because it's perfect too for when you're wrapping ribbon, or I use it all the time. All right, so I need one more piece and I'm just dishing out my loosest roll here. And we're almost finished with the outside edge. Yeah, I use that little Dollar Tree thing all the time. And now we're doing, I love this mesh because it has this canvas like yarn that goes through it, and it's like a cord, and it's so pretty. It's almost like that same mesh that they have that I love. I use the solid beige, but this has that beautiful foil, orange foil that just has that beautiful look to it, little bling to it. All right, so very simple. We're making our ruffles and we're smushing it down as flat as we can get it next to our wire wreath frame. And once we get to this point, we want to overlap our open ends and make one continuous ruffle here. So I'm hoping my internet's going to do okay. I still don't know what happened last week. I'm convinced it had something to do with my son being home from work that day, but he swears it wasn't. It's the only time that that's happened, and he was here. Well, he left to the gym, but his computer and stuff was on. So I'm convinced that it had something to do with that. So let's, if I get all, my face starts looking distorted and the internet like last time, let me know, because there was some funny facial expressions, I have to admit. Okay, so this is what we have so far with the outside, and look at how fast that filled up that outside, and we haven't even done the inside yet. So at this point, I like to, before I do the inside, I like to add my ribbon. And I'm sorry, I should have had this done already, but I'm going to prep this right now. I had to switch gears and at the last minute, so I apologize. So what we're going to do, and I have, this is my go-to ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's a burlap 2.5-inch ribbon. Hobby Lobby, it is my go-to ribbon. They do have this, well, they have it in the regular ribbon, but they'll put it in the fall section as well. And when this stuff goes on clearance at the end of the season, you better believe I grab a lot of this because I love this ribbon. Hi, Betty. Hi, welcome. You've been sitting in front of 10-inch pieces of orange mesh. Oh, yeah, you'll have to save those for a different one. If they're already cut into 10-inch pieces. But there's a lot you can do with the 10-inch pieces, so don't throw those away at all. Okay. So now what we're going to do is prep our ribbon. And let me see if I can find my measure buddy. I love this thing. I got this from Unique in the Creek, and you can, it extends out both ways, and it's a great way to measure ribbon. So I'm going to measure 12 inches, and I do have this linked in my Amazon store, and it just makes it really easy. So we're going to need 12 pieces. Let me see if I can, hopefully 12 won't be too thick on here. And this is where, let me see if I got 6 on each side. Anyway, I'll just, if I don't, I'll cut some more. And what's great about this is it has these grooves right here at the end. And this is where some heavy duty scissors come in handy. And it has grooves on the other end. And it's a great way to prep a bunch of ribbon really fast. Hi, Lillian, welcome, welcome. So we're just prepping our ribbon. I like to add the ribbon before we get to do our inside section here. So we're going to get all this ribbon prepped. I appreciate you all coming and supporting me on my live journey. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really good for me to get out of my comfort zone and getting on camera a lot more and just trying to connect with all my followers. I know sometimes it's hard to kind of get the feel for somebody when you just see their hands and hear their voice. So hopefully we can make a deeper connection and you can get to know me a little bit more this way. And it's been a lot of fun. And if there's any things, okay, so I need your help. I need your help. I am starting to wrap my head around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and if there's any, I need ideas. Sometimes as creators we just have blocks, and it's hard because it's hard to think of what you want to do. So is there anything that people want to see made? I do have a few things on my list, but I like to make a list each season and then try to make things off my list. And I have a few things on my list, but I need more ideas. This ribbon is 12 inches, Diana. Yes, Angela, I did. I was saying earlier I needed a vacation from the vacation because I was so tired. Even though, like, you know, it's a vacation, you're relaxing, but I was wiped out when I got home. I think it was just the heat and everything, but it was wonderful. It was so relaxing. We had the first 3 days were nice, relaxing sea days. And I think what took me out was I think if it was spaced out a little bit, but it was like 3, you're just relaxed, no worries in the world, 3 days. And then it was like, because we had excursions, because we went to 4 different ports. So then it was just port day, port day, port day, port day. And and every day, you know, you're on a schedule. You had to be off the, you know, for this excursion at 7:30 or this one. And so by the end of those 4 days, that last sea day, I was wiped. But it was great. We had a wonderful time. We ate way too much food, and but it was nice to disconnect from my phone. Even though I did get internet service, I didn't keep up like I do when I'm home. And I mean, it definitely showed. My analytics tanked when I got home, but that was okay because I needed that reset. I needed it so bad. And I mean, sometimes it's just, you get tired and you just need a break. And that's where I was at that point. Okay, we need 2 more at 12 inches. Yes, it was very, very fun. It was nice because, well, we've done this cruise before just because we really like it. And, but we got to see a new port that we hadn't seen before, which was really fun. And we ate lots of food, had some really good, ceviche in Mexico, and it was a great time. So I was like literally wiped out for 3 days, like really bad. And so now I'm starting to get my pet back in my step, and I'm ready to get back in the craft room. This is the first time I've been back. Yeah, it's Betty. It's a lot easier because once you get into this middle section, like a lot of this is covered. So it's easier to do I like to do the ribbons first and then finish off the pipe cleaners before I move into that middle section. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I just think it's a lot easier because your mesh is going to start covering it. Then you're going to have to lift it up and get in there. And it's just easier to do it this way, in my opinion. All right, so we're cutting our ribbon into 12 inches. I thought this would be really pretty. This is in my ribbon stash, and it has this beautiful like foil that goes through it that almost looks the same as that orange foil. And another way, if you don't have a good old measure buddy like that, another way, if you've never seen me do this is another way. This is 12 inches right here, my center, is you could go like this. This is a great time saver as well. So we're just going back and forth, making like a fan fold here. Now this is pretty thick. This might be too thick for what I maybe shouldn't have done so many. So I'm just going to take a couple here, and we are dovetailing. And that's where a good heavy duty scissors come in handy. These are my favorite scissors. I love these scissors. It's actually my second pair of those same scissors because that's how much I love them. They're heavy duty. They cut through multiple wire ribbons and they get the job done. And the only reason why I ended up getting another pair is because I messed my first pair up because I was cutting wire with them, and I shouldn't have been doing that. Hi, Carol. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you all here. Does anybody have any plans this summer? What's left of it? I know it's going fast. I can't believe July is almost over. Hi, Lori. Welcome. You're fine. You're fine. We are just cutting some ribbon. We're getting ready. We're doing a pancake ruffle wreath, and we're getting ready to add our ribbon into our first outer ring. I just didn't have time to prep this ribbon, so I want to. And this is, sometimes it's hard to tell, but it is one-sided. Okay, so that's another trick too, to save time on cutting your ribbon. All right, so I just need to cut a few more. 7, here's 8, 9. You Oh my gosh, how funny is that, Angela? It was from Turlock? All the way from Turlock, huh? Wow. Was it a good cantaloupe? We are ag country, that's for sure. I'm surrounded by agriculture. Right across the street from me is, I don't know how many acres of cornfields, and that's pretty much my life, is watching the corn grow and them cut it down. It's like the seasons of life with the corn. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah, we definitely have some good, we have a, they call it sales yard. It's like a flea market every Tuesday. And it's a great place to go and get all your fresh veggies. It's almost like a farmer's market. Okay, so we have our ribbon prepped, and now we are ready. Whoops, I didn't do that. Oh, I'm jumping the gun here. That's what happens when I start talking. Let me dovetail this real quick. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas for wreaths that you'd like to see me make, let me know. I do have a couple that I have on my list, but I'm really scrambling for some ideas right now. Your granddaughter's coming from Boston. Oh, you have fun, Betty. Enjoy that time. That's so special. That is great. Those are special times. I'm not a grandma yet, but hopefully, I don't think it's going to be too much longer. My son got married in April, and they're getting ready to, they're looking at houses, and I'm sure that the family is going to be coming shortly after that. So, but I'm glad he's not moving out of state. He was considering it, and I was just, I mean, I didn't want to, you know, he knew not, I mean, it's his life. He could live where he wants. But I would be so sad if they moved out of state. So I think they decided the area that they want to live it's about 2 hours away. So I'm like, I can handle that. That'll be good. Yes, Betty, you can do this with fabric mesh. You can do it with any kind of mesh. I like to do this with like really pretty decorative mesh, because I feel like it really showcases the mesh really nicely. Okay, so I was going to Let me see here. I'm not quite in Northern California, Angela. I'm right in the center of California. So like San Francisco is about hour and 45 minutes from us. LA's like 4 hours. We're just kind of right dab in the center of the Valley of California, which I like because I'm close to everything. I could get to the coast, hour and a half. I could get to the mountains. I can get to a Giants game, a Niner game. Like everything is like super like close. So, but yeah, we're right smack in the middle of the valley. All right, so let's see here. Anything gingerbread? Yes, that's on my list. Tanya, I've been wanting to do one of those gingerbread attachment wreaths really bad, and that one I'm definitely going to get to this year. I think those are so cute. And the other one I really want to do is have you seen the hot cocoa wreaths? I think those are so cute. I've wanted to do one of those for so long. Those are adorable. So hopefully I can get to those. I will be doing another collaboration with TMI when I get back from Oklahoma, and I'm picking through things that I want to do for another kit, and I'm leaning towards the Nutcracker, like a more of a wreath attachment kit. So I want to do something really fun. Really fun. Yep. So any other ideas, let me know. I want to do the couple that I have on my list. Well, one I've had on my list for a long time too, and I'm making sure I get to it this year. I tried last year and I couldn't find a scarf, and then when I couldn't sleep last night, I was thinking in my head, you know what? I'm just going to buy a piece of fleece and just make my own. But I want to do one of those scarf ones with the mittens. I think those are super cute. And I want to do the pizza pan snowman one with the little gloves. I think that's adorable. Yep, the gingerbread girl. I think those are so cute. So yeah, I'm going to get a gingerbread attachment. I'm actually going to, I think I said this a couple lives ago and I still haven't got around to it, but I need to really sit down and plan out my designs and place an order to have all my supplies coming so I can start rolling out those holiday designs, because it's coming fast. And with everybody doing Christmas in July, I'm not going to lie, it gave me a little bit of anxiety because I feel like I can't keep up. I'm having a hard time keeping up. And I can't even think about doing Christmas right now, but I know I have to switch my gears. So that's my biggest struggle, is keeping up with staying ahead of the seasons. It's really hard. So sometimes you just have to put stuff aside that you wanted to get to and just start moving on to the next season. All right, so I have my ribbon cut, and we have our first outside pancake ruffles, and now all we're going to do is add them to these pipe cleaners. Super easy. And I like to just do a slight crisscross. I mean, you don't have to bend this and do all like this, but if you really want to get it in the middle, just gives you a little point. Or you could just eyeball it. We don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exact. Yeah, I did too, Shannon. Everything I did was all my old stuff that I posted in July because I felt like I needed to try to keep up. But I can't even begin thinking about, I mean, really, I can begin to think about it, but what I can't wrap my brain around is getting my buns next door and getting all my stuff organized, because it's so hot. There's no air conditioner over there, and I have no motivation when it gets really hot out there to work. I used to be the one out there with my weed eater. I mean, it didn't matter if it was 100 degrees. Like, the heat didn't bother me. And the older I get, like, I can't work out there like that anymore. the weed eater was my favorite thing in the world, and my everything is, I need to get out there so bad, and I'm like, I just can't. It's too hot. So I'm looking forward to getting my yard back in order with all the weeds. We have a lot of, in the country, the weeds grow like crazy. Oh, Betty, that's so sweet. I thought you were going to start, those pictures that you showed me, you were going to start making some stuff. You had a lot of neat stuff to work with. All right, we can fluff up the ribbon, but right now let's just add our 6 on the outside. We're going to finish off those pipe cleaners, and then we're going to move on to that middle row, and I'm not sure how we're going, what sign we're going to use yet. I have a few that I have grabbed. Oh, that's super sweet, Betty. Yep, so any kind of mesh that you have will work for this design. And I like to take those divots out of the ribbon in the middle. So I just like to bend it and make it so it rolls. And then you can always do the finger when you glide your finger, and gives it that extra fun touch to it. Kind of brings that ribbon to life a little bit. Okay, Betty, thank you. That's super sweet. It's really, really sweet. All right, so I always like to do just a little slight crisscross like that with my ribbon instead of it straight across. And we're just going around our outside of our pancakes, and I'm smoothing out those divots. Oh, here comes Turbo. Hi, buddy. He was in the kennel for, I think, 4 days. And I was telling my husband he was almost like really independent, like because he probably had to fend for himself, and with all the other dogs and everything. And so when we came home, he was like super independent, and now he's back to being needy again. But he doesn't want any part of the heat either. It's all I can do to take him outside. He tugs and resists because he doesn't want to go out in that heat either. Shannon, I like that one you just did with the chicken wreath. Where did you get that ribbon? That chicken wire ribbon. That ribbon was really, really pretty. That was perfect for that. Oh, Turbo says hi, Lori. I meant to bring him on camera to say goodbye last time and I forgot, so I'll make sure that he says goodbye. All right, so we have one more set of ribbons here. And then we're going to, some of these ribbons, it's hard to tell if it's one-sided or two-sided. And then we're going to finish off our pipe cleaners and move on to the inner row. I know, that was such a pretty, wasn't that, where did you get that sign from? Craft Outlet? We need you to spill the tea, Shannon. Where did you get your sign and that beautiful ribbon? And I like that racetrack one you did too. Somebody messaged me and asked me if I have a pattern like for something like that. And I said, I don't, but I'll add it to the list. I think that would be a really fun one to do. All right, so we have finished our outside 6 and we've added our ribbon. So at this point, what I want to do is we're going to just finish off these pipe cleaners. I like to twist them about 1/2 inch and then bend them in half, and then in half push them towards the wreath. You got it on Etsy and Amazon. Oh, wow, cool. So that somebody had made that. That's really cool. Yeah, it was really did you get the ribbon on Etsy or Amazon? That ribbon was perfect for that design. So I'm just finishing off all the pipe cleaners first. And then we're going to move on to that inner side. So far, easy breezy. There's nothing to it. It's a very easy wreath. And if you sell wreaths, this is a great one to sell. People love this pancake ruffle. Rough River Crafts. Oh, I'll have to check them out. I need to get some signs. I need to start getting a lot of stuff ready for my next moves for the seasons here. I need to quit playing around on my cruises and start getting back to work here. All right, okay, so now we have completed our outside row. We have all of our ribbons on there and we have our pipe cleaners finished off. So now we're going to take our curly ones from the last part of the roll and we're going to do that same thing. They're just starting to get curlier now. And so what I like to do is just kind of lift these up so I can see them. And the way it's staggered, they're going to come right in between your pancake ruffles. All right, so now we're going to start. Oh, was it cheap? It was cheaper on Etsy to get that than Amazon? See, these are the curly ones. So we're doing the same thing though. I've always just liked to do it curl side down. I prefer it, but you could do it either way. Yeah, I guess I haven't really shopped on Etsy in a long time. But I decided I've made some changes with my Etsy store and I decided that I was going to start selling some wreaths on there again. So I'm going to start listing all the wreaths that I do on my lives and my tutorials each week. At first I wasn't going to sell anymore, but I decided I'm going to sell a few. All right, so now we are adding our ruffles on our 6 inner pipe cleaners. And you're just doing the same thing. You're making sure that you're overlapping because you want that continuous ruffle and you want it to cover up any unfinished edges. And the way it's staggered, it just gives it that just beautiful look, and everything starts filling in really nicely. Yeah, I think that would be a great business if you had one of those like printer things to make your own signs. I think that would be a good business to have, a little side business. Because we love our signs. Us crafters, we love our signs. And now with Dollar Tree going up, I don't know if I want to get my signs from them anymore. And that's why I stick those pipe cleaners up in the air, because sometimes you can get lost. Look how pretty that mesh is. I mean, that is gorgeous mesh. I love working with foil mesh. And we're just pinching and grabbing. Making sure it's even, everything's nice and even before we add it. And that's what I love about this one. It only requires one roll of mesh. Oh, Shannon, I meant to ask you, how did you like the TMI wreath kit that I designed? Did you like making it? It's huge. It doesn't look that big in the picture, but it is ginormous. I just wanted to ask you, because I've been gone, what you thought of it. Yes, it is, Lori. I just love it. Look at that. So pretty. I mean, I love working with this kind of mesh even without that foil. It's one of my favorite meshes to work with. I think I saw something briefly. I might have been on vacation. I need to go back and go back through the post. But I saw that you did it. Were you happy with it? Oh, good, good. It's huge, huh? It's a lot bigger than it you would think that it was. Yeah. Yeah, I subbed out a couple ribbons too, because I had to change a plan when I got it, but it was only two that I subbed out. Because I thought it would be better to mix it up with the different ones, 4 different ones than the same 2. What are you going to do with that one? Are you going to sell it, give it away? Okay, what is going on here? This one needs to go down and this one needs to come up. So this is why I save my curlier ones for the inside, because these are going to be really curly and they're going to really fill up that inside. Yeah, I don't work on that's actually the first time I've ever worked on that. I've worked on the preloaded ones from Hobby Lobby, but I've never worked on that one. And I've seen those, you know, people using those, but I've never personally used them, and I really, really liked it. That was the smallest one that they had. They had bigger ones. Can you imagine? I mean, that thing would have been massive. And then I just came up with that as I was doing it, about the when I used the pipe cleaners, or the preloaded pipe cleaners as a board to rest the sign. I just came up with that when I was doing it, and I thought, wow, this that really worked out good. This mesh, Lori, is from Hobby Lobby. It's in the fall section. They have it every year. And here's another one that I really love too that they have. It's one of their falls. They have it every year. It's really pretty. This one has a lot of foil and different colors in it. And this, I did in my YouTube tutorial, I used this one. And it's a great one to any of those fall meshes to stock up on when they go in clearance at the end of the season, as well as that burlap 2.5-inch mesh, because they have that in the fall section too. And I'll grab all of those because I love that ribbon. I use that ribbon for Christmas. I use it for every season of the year. That's what's nice when you get some of that seasonal ribbon that you can use, like the black and white checkered, and it doesn't have to be Christmas. You can use it for any Valentine's Day, whatever. See, it starts getting a little cattywampus when you get to these inner ones. So you just got to make sure that you get it nice and even, so you have a nice even ruffle here. Okay, where am I at? Okay, here's one right here. Yes, they have some really pretty fall deco mesh. I love their seasonal mesh. And I believe the fall's on sale right now too. Okay, I have one more, and that's right here. Ah, do I not have another roll? I swear I cut 12. Oh my goodness, what is happening? I wonder if something fell. Oh, thank goodness. Woo, fell on the ground. I was like, I knew I cut 12. Hi, Marilyn, welcome. Welcome. We're doing a pancake ruffle wreath. And we're finishing up the inner section. We have our pieces cut at 30 inches. And we are folding our unfinished edge under 1/2 inch, and we're pinching and grabbing down the middle to the other side. You can always watch this live back if you want to see how I preloaded the wreath frame. And we're using 12 pieces cut at 30 inches, which is exactly one roll of deco mesh, which is a 30-foot roll of deco mesh. And this, I was telling everyone earlier that this is my most viewed tutorial on my YouTube channel, is the pancake ruffle wreath. Okay, there we have our 12 pieces added to, you cut yours at 22 to 24. Yeah, the longer, I mean, I always say 24 to 30 inches. It does, you know, but yeah, the longer you get them, the fuller those pancakes are going to be, for sure. All right, so now we have that done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is move on to the next set of ribbons, and we're going to do it just like we did the other ones, and then we might add this little pumpkin ribbon in there as well. But for now, let's just, hi Stinky Duck Productions, welcome. For now, we're just going to continue with our slight crisscross. We're finding that center point of our ribbon. And we're pinching and grabbing. And it's nice because the pipe cleaners, the way they're staggered, is it gives it a nice, you can really see all the ribbon. Gives it a nice staggered look. And we could do some fluffing up in a little bit here. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, these are just, they're so fun. I really like these wreaths. I mean, you really can't go wrong with them. You can add a sign, add a bow, and you got yourself a beautiful wreath every time. I mean, you don't even have to add a bow, which we're not going to add a bow. We're just going to add the sign, but I mean, that's all it takes. It's a very easy wreath to do, and it's so pretty. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there. And if you ever see any ideas that you might have for me, things to make, you're on Pinterest and you're like, oh, I want to see Hollie to do a tutorial on that, just send me a picture. Because like I said, I am looking for ideas right now. I feel like I'm getting a little tapped out of ideas. I need a refresh, and I need to start scrolling through Pinterest is what I need to do. That's where I get a lot of my ideas. I love Pinterest. I did see a really neat one that I want to do really bad. I saw it last night on Pinterest, actually, and it was on Pinterest, and then the link was to a designer on Unique in the Creek, and I watched it, and it is brilliant what she did. I don't know if it's her technique or I don't know what it is, but all I know is I'm doing that one. And it is, I don't know if you've ever seen this one. It's like a ribbon wreath, but she uses the Unique in the Creek, I want to say, it was one of the boards, but I think it was the decal that goes, you know, like on the decals that go on the wreath board. And then she did, the rest of it was with these ribbons. And the way she did the ribbons was, it was so neat. She did these ribbons like, it was almost like this, right? But then she added deco mesh in the inside, and so it held its shape really cool. And then it was like these two ribbons were two different kind of ribbons were like this next to each other. And then it just kept doing the ribbons alternating the two different patterns, but it was so pretty with how she did that deco mesh. You couldn't see the deco mesh inside, but it held the shape of the ribbon. And I want to do that one. Yes, a character board. It was a character board, and then she did the ribbons like that, and I just thought it was really pretty. I want to do one of those. Have you seen that one? Do you know what I'm talking about, Shannon, with the ribbons and the deco mesh in there? But the lady that posted it on Pinterest, she said that it was one of her top sellers. And I could see why, because it was really pretty. So now I guess I got to get some character boards and figure that one out. I thought that would be fun to do for Christmas. Do a fun little vinyl sign and get some fun Christmas ribbon. And trust me, I have a lot of Christmas ribbon that I couldn't get to last year. I bought so much from Costco. And I have some beautiful ribbon that I am dying. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. That one looked cool, huh? I thought that was really neat and different looking, and I really liked it. All right, we got one more. See, we're coming along. Everything's moving along here. We got one more set of ribbon here. But I was thinking about that design, and I thought, I bet you could do that on a wire wreath frame too and use a sign instead of you having to use a character board. I'm pretty sure you could do that same thing on a wire wreath frame. Oh yeah, so you know what I'm talking about too, Betty. Yes, that one is so pretty. I really thought that was just really unique looking. And I love ribbon wreaths. I'm obsessed with ribbon wreaths. I actually am in the process of doing a ribbon wreath. This is probably my third attempt at this particular style of ribbon wreaths. If you've seen my tutorials, you know I have a lot of ribbon. I have pretty much the same ribbon wreath, but for different seasons. And I've been wanting to do different ones. And I have this one that's in the works over there. I've attempted it a couple times, and I get, when things don't turn out the way I want, I have to rip it apart and redo it. So I'm liking so far what's going on. I just have to do a few little tweaks, and I think this is going to be a really nice ribbon wreath. So hopefully that will be on a tutorial in the very near future. It was on a regular form. On the regular, you mean like the Unique in the Creek forms? Like one of these, Betty? I couldn't remember what it was on. Yeah, their vinyls are stick-on. I had fun with, I got one of their kits sent, the Easter Bunny one, and that was the first time I worked with the vinyl sticker one, and it was pretty fun. I liked all the, their tricks on spraying it, and then you can, if you don't stick it down right, you can lift it up and all that. Yeah, I saved it. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because I was really intrigued by that, and I liked how she did that mesh underneath it to hold that shape, which made me think with my other ribbon wreath that I have here that probably would have really helped what I'm trying to accomplish if I had something like that in the ribbon. You could do it on either board. You mean the what are they called? the sticker things. Wait, what are the character boards? So you could do the, you could put the character thing on the regular board too, Shannon? Okay, I know, that's why I couldn't tell if it was a ring board, you wouldn't be able to put the, can you still put the character thing on it if it's on the ring? Because I thought it was a ring board too, but I didn't really see how she stuck everything on there. Because it didn't seem like there was that many holes once she had the character part, sticker part on there. So this is what we have so far. And I think we're going to go ahead and add this. Let's just try one and see what it looks like. I've had this ribbon in my stash for a long time, and it's so pretty. I think it'll go good with this. It's a pumpkins. I think I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So I'm gonna try, let me just see what it looks like first with this ribbon. I don't know if this ribbon's quite gonna do what I want it to do, but let's see here. I wanna make little bows. I wanna add these. Let me do this one again. So at this point, you could just leave it like this, or you can add, you know, anything else that you want to add in that last or pipe cleaners before we finish those pipe cleaners off. But my other one on my channel, I added these little bows, but I think the ribbon might have had wire, but I love this ribbon, and I think this ribbon will look really cute with this. So I want to try to use it. See if I can get these bows looking decent. Yeah, I think that'll give it a nice little touch. I think that's cute. So we're going to add these. We're only going to add them for the top section. So we only need 6 of these. I think that's cute. I like that. And it just goes really nicely with all of our other ribbons. Okay, so let's get 6 of these done. These are cut at 22 inches. Well, I guess I can use my measure buddy here and see if it goes to 22 inches. No, it only goes to 20 inches. You could do that ribbon pattern on either board. You would have to use a regular sign. Oh, yes. No, this is not wired, Angela. This is just regular unwired ribbon that I've had in my stash for a very long time. And I think it's a perfect time to use it right now. And if you've ever seen my hack, I wouldn't do it on this kind of ribbon, but if you've seen my ladybug wreath tutorial, I have a hack for if you say you have some unwired ribbon that you want to work like wired ribbon. So I show you a little hack on how to turn unwired ribbon into wired ribbon by gluing a pipe cleaner on the back of the ribbon. And because I had this ribbon I wanted to use so bad, and it wasn't working in the design because it was not wired, and so I did that with the pipe cleaner, and it worked out perfect. And you can untwist these. Your ribbon's not going to come out because it's already has the memory from the pipe cleaner. So you can untwist them before you add these. All right, I like that. I think that looks cute. Okay, so let's add all of these. Hi, Suzanne, welcome. Yes, wasn't that a fun hack? I was determined to use that ribbon, and I wasn't gonna let that stop me, so. It didn't really take that long to do either. You just basically hot glue pipe cleaner on the back of it in the middle. And then it turns into beautiful wired ribbon. Suzanne, we're making a pancake ruffle wreath. And this is a 1 roll mesh wreath. That's all you need. 12 pieces cut at 30 inches. And you have yourself a beautiful wreath. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate here to get these bows looking decent. That pumpkin, I knew I was going to use this and be happy with it someday. This is cute. I like this ribbon. That is so cute. I have like 3 spools of it and it's been sitting there for a while. It's fun when you can finally use ribbon that you've had for a while. Okay, so we have, we have 3 more to do. And then we're going to figure out what sign we're going to add to this. I don't really have a plan for that. I have some different ones that I grabbed. And we're going to add some accents too. And that's what's fun with this one is you can add a bunch of florals. You can really spruce it up or keep it simple. It has a lot of versatility here with this wreath. That one got twisted a little bit. Let's see here. All right, I'm taking it out because that's the perfectionist in me. I just, things like that will start bugging me. Oh, that's great, Suzanne. You will be crafty in no time at all. Because, with a lot of these, you just take it step by step and you will amaze yourself at what you can make and what you can do. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, if you could please subscribe, it really helps me and my channel and what I'm trying to do to create tutorials for you each week. And if you could please give me a thumbs up, that helps me and the algorithm as well. Suzanne, if you haven't subscribed, I do have a lot of different tutorials and I pride myself on teaching anybody how to be crafty, and I like to break things down step by step. And any of my tutorials that I have on my YouTube channel, I guarantee that you can do. And I like to do a lot of fun ones, kind of different. I have a lot of out-of-the-box ones on there, but I have regular ones too. I like just to do a little bit of everything, really. I don't keep myself in one box. I like to go all over the place. All right, I think this is, how many more do we have? We have two more of these little bows. And I think they look cute on here. Oh, Lori, there's Lori. You're so sweet, Lori. Oh my gosh. That cracks me up every time you say that. That makes me laugh. The West Coast Wreath Queen. Oh, I love that. Oh, Suzanne, great. I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to have you. And just so you know, since you're new to my channel, I have a tutorial that comes out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And when you subscribe, if you ring that bell and turn the notifications on, you'll get a notification when I have a new tutorial that comes out. And I just started going live very recently, so I'm trying to stick to a schedule. There might be some Thursdays here and there that I can't do, but I'm trying to stick to a Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, going live. So if you can't make any of those, you can always watch the replays of the lives as well. And once they're on YouTube, they're on there forever. So if you miss it, it's always there to watch. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Yep. Because sometimes people will think they missed it, you know, and I'm like, no, it's there. It's not going anywhere. On Sundays, all the tutorials, it's like real estate. Once they're on there, they're on there forever. Oh, Lori, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh, I love that. Do you watch me on the TV or on like the phone? Because I'm new to the YouTube TV stuff, and my uncle's wife watches me on the TV, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so funny. It's like YouTube, I mean, that's a big thing now. Like people watch it on their it's like TV, like a TV show. That's what you said that one time, Shannon, huh? It's like your Thursday TV show. Okay, so here we go. And this one is getting a little funky on me. And you can always trim these up. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We've made this beautiful base here. Oh, that's so cool. Well, tell your husband, Lori, I said hi. The West Coast Wreath Queen says hi. Yes, I mean, it's YouTube is the thing now. Everybody, my brother watches, that's all he watches for TV is YouTube. And who would have known? Here I am on YouTube. Never in a million years would I have thought that my path, I would have been a YouTuber. Oh, I wanted to show you. Let me grab it real quick. Look what I got from YouTube. I got my first swag sent to me. I'm so excited. Let's see if it even fits. But yeah, look at that. My first YouTube swag. I was so excited to get that. So, hi, Isa. Welcome. Oh, great, Lori. Tell him that just cracks me up every time I hear that West Coast wreath queen. Okay, so we have all of our ribbon attached. And now, let's see here. Now we're going to have to figure out a sign. And we're also going to add some embellishments. Not that it needs that much, because I really think it looks cool, but I thought these would be pretty. So what I like to do at this point, oh, thanks, Lori. Yeah, I completed a challenge. It was what was that? I was in a boot camp. It's actually what got me to start going live, was this boot camp. It inspired me, and I wanted to, I'm pretty competitive, and I wanted to complete the challenge, and that's what started me on my YouTube live journey. Okay, so what we're going to do now is finish off these inner pipe cleaners, all 6 of them. Hi, Michael from Washington. My son just went to a wedding in Washington, and he thought it was so pretty. And then they went to Canada. I said, don't be getting any ideas. I don't want you moving to Washington on me. But you said it was so pretty, and all the trees, and so I'm just finishing off these 6. We already finished off the outer. And then what is nice about this now is you can add embellishments. And you didn't have to add this last one. It was just a little extra one I wanted to do because I thought this ribbon looked pretty. So what I like to do to cover up the pipe cleaners is add a little embellishment. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. I know, he loved it. He's a very outdoorsy kid. He loves to hike and run, and he really enjoyed his time. His who they went to see married. Now I don't know the name of these things, but he does those. There's certain kind of not golf carts. What are they, like? Go-kart things, like they have a racetrack or something there, and her husband he races these, like, I don't know what they're called, maybe you know, and they race these go-kart things, and so he got to go to one of his races when he was there too. Yeah, I've never made it that far. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to get that way. All right, so we have all of our pipe cleaners finished off. Hi, Krista, welcome. And now I'm going to grab my glue gun because we're going to add some embellishments and figure out which sign we're going to add. And I have my old glue gun here, which I thought broke down on me on that one live, but it's still kicking. Okay, so I thought that these would be pretty. Let me see here. Let's play around a little bit. Okay, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'd never seen them before. I thought they looked really, really fun. So I think we're going to do something like that. We're just going to glue this right in the middle. I think that would be pretty. I don't even remember where I got these, but I know I like them. So, and you could do whatever you want. I also got these little, I thought these would be pretty in there too. You could just do a little accent. So now you're just going to have fun. Let me just get all these cut, and then we'll hot glue them. And hi, Doris, welcome. That's so sweet. It's so fun to see all the different places that people tune in from. So we're just going to add a little pop of florals here. Do something like that. I always like to play around with the design first before I do anything permanent. And we still have to figure out what sign that we're going to use. Look at how pretty those little flowers are. I don't remember where I got these from. Probably, maybe Michael's is what I'm thinking. So I think something like that would be pretty. We'll add just a little pop of color. And we can always add some of these in there too if we want. Just maybe add, we can add, that's what we'll do. We'll add these on where the pipe cleaner was on the outside. I think that would be pretty. So let me get these all cut. We'll add 6 flower little bundles in the middle and 6 of these little pods on the outside. I love these. These are from Hobby Lobby. This was a staple when I was making all those pumpkin wreaths. And they have them every year in this color, and they have another color too, and I just love them. And there's Turbo snoring away over there. That's what we'll do. We're just going to add one of these where our bundles are. Okay. So now what we got to decide is a sign. So I have a couple signs. I didn't really have a chance to go sign hunting. This one was off of my tutorial that I did. That one that I was telling you about. I think I got this from the 99-cent store or something. So here's an option. I mean, at this point, you just add whatever sign of your choice. I thought this one would be cute too. Let me know what you think. Which sign? Ooh, I like that one. That one's fun. Then I have this one. That would look cute too. And then I grabbed this one, which I thought, no, I don't like that one. Thank you, Michael. Gorge on the border, world famous. Oh, I will. I'll have to tell him to check it out. He is my hiker. Any state he goes to, he always goes on a hike. And he loves all that outdoorsy stuff. You know what? I think I'm going to add this one. I think I really like this one with that brown. I just think it, what do you think? You think that would be a good one? I think we're going to add that one. This one is cool too, though, with the pop of green. This sign's kind of messed up. Well, it looks like I used that on something else a long time ago. It's kind of bringing back memories. I remember when I first started, I made a wreath with this sign. But this is nice because it has this little hanger, but I don't think I'm going to use that hanger. But I could. Okay, anyway, I'm going to quit playing around with the sign and thank you, Doris. Sometimes it's hard to. Yeah, I know. I do like the green with the contrast too. It does give it a nice little contrast. It's hard to see when I'm sitting down too. Yeah, I know. That's a tough one. I do like that green one too. I almost like the green one better because of that contrast. I think we're going to do the green one. I think you're right. I like that. I like that contrast. I think the other one just kind of blends too much. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're simply going to start gluing our flowers and everything in. And I'm just going to, let me get this where I can see. And this is where I need a glue pot, a glue skillet, which I can't believe I don't have one of those yet. Another thing on the list I just never think about until something like this. And then I'm like, if you have the glue skillet, you just dip and it'd be a lot easier. But I'm just simply adding some hot glue on the ends here, and I'm placing it right over that pipe cleaner and just nestling it into the design. And hoping that my hot glue gun's going to hold up here. I did find some glue that I really liked when I was doing a metal sign on my tutorial that's coming out this Sunday, and it was the Loctite super glue, which was the first time that I used that glue, and I really liked it. I think that you could have, I let it dry overnight, but I don't think you would have had to let it dry overnight. It worked great with the cable mounts. Because when I was doing that sign, even though it had the holes in it, I didn't like how you could see the pipe cleaners if you use the holes. So I used the cable mounts instead. Okay, so we have those, and now we're going to add our little pods here. And I'm just going to stick those right on the bottom ones. And we're just simply going to hot glue them. Is that something? Michael, I'm trying to, is the glue skillet, is that something that could be replaced by one of those? You know, that's a good question. I don't know if one of those crock pots, I mean, I don't really know. I've never, I know those little crock pots do seem useless, huh? It's like, what are you going to cook in here? But, I don't know, but I know the glue skillets, they're made for the hot glue, so it's probably better to use those. And then you have your, you know, it heats it up really fast. And then you, oh, I think you would probably use less glue too. So at this point, you can just embellish it. Yeah, do you have one of those, Angela? I don't know why I don't have one in my crafting supplies. It's ridiculous that I don't. I need to get one. It's not like they're expensive, you know. It's just I need to add it to the list and just get it. Just like I need a new glue gun. I need to get one of those rechargeable ones. And I was at Home Depot yesterday getting more cable mounts, and I thought about getting the glue gun, but all that Ryobi stuff was all locked up. And I didn't want to deal with all that. So I thought I'll just order it online. They have everything under tight security there. But yeah, I definitely need a glue gun. This one has it's been a good one, but it's time to retire this one. All right, so I'm almost done, and then we're going to add our sign, and that's all there is to this. So you could get as fancy with this as you want, or you could keep it simple. But I like just to add the little pop of textures. If you watch my tutorials, you know I love texture. So I love the pods and the flowers, and I'm really happy with this pumpkin ribbon. I think it's really cute with that, and I'm glad I finally got to use that. You have the shirt. Oh, it's the temperature is adjustable. Well, that's nice. And you get the little pellets. Is that what you use in it? The glue pellets? Because I've seen some that are small, and then some people have these like big, huge ones. Okay, let me get some of this junk off here, and so I can see what I'm doing. We'll just throw it on the floor like Shannon. I love you, Shannon. You know that. Oh. That made me laugh more than anything on your live. I'm like, that is something exactly that I would do. Do you have the big one, Angela, or the smaller one? I want to say I got this sign from Hobby. No, I got this from Dollar Tree, I think, a while ago. Back in the day when they used to be 99 cents. And we could tell our kids, well, I remember when the Dollar Tree was $1. Yeah, let me know, Michael, how it goes. I would love to know about that. I know my son got one of those from his boss when he started his new job. And I thought, what in the heck would you do in something like that? Maybe melt some cheese or something? I don't know, but it gets super hot. Okay. I know. I know she wouldn't care if I mess with her. Everything was on the floor. Wasn't that garland gorgeous in that fall kit? I was so impressed with that garland. I mean, those bundles, like you didn't even have to think about putting flowers together. Those bundles were just perfect. Hey, you're not crafting if you're not making a mess, right? I mean, I'm talking all big, and if you could see behind me, and my craft room is a disaster right now. Or actually, if you could see on the floor. Oh my goodness. I didn't quite clean it before I left for vacation, and now it's still a mess. Okay, what am I doing here? Now we're going to, see, I already used this before on another design a long time ago. This was back in when I first started. When I was doing my Etsy listings again, I was looking at my unlisted ones, and it was really taking me back on my journey when I first started everything, and just how far I've come. You know, if you've seen some of those earlier designs, they were a little rough, but you know, you have to go through those to get better. But it did. It made me, you know, feel proud of how far I've come. Because some of those, I remember I was going to make these ribbon wreaths, and that was what I was going to do. I was going to sell this one thing that I did where I pulled the 3 ribbons up through the holes, and I thought that was like the best wreath ever. I look at it now, I'm like, ooh. I don't know what I was thinking. But I was excited to get started. Okay, so let's get this sign prepped. I'm yakking too much, and we will get ready to wrap it up. Let me grab a couple pieces of felt, and we'll do my old handy dandy. Even though it does have a couple holes here, I won't be able to get that. Let me grab some felt. And this is my go-to with some pipe cleaners and a couple pieces of scrap felt. Works like a charm. And Turbo's hairs are all over the place. If you have a pug, you know what I'm talking about. They are shed like crazy. Okay, so now we're just, let's go ahead and I think I'll just do 2. We'll just do 2 right here. And I just do some hot glue with pipe cleaners. You can also use floral wire, whatever you want to use. And I put the scrap piece over the top, which gives it that extra. See, the ones that were on here before, they're not going anywhere. It really holds them good. All right, so we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to add them. Hopefully these will be long enough. If they're not long enough, then you can just twist another piece of pipe cleaner on the end to extend them. Oh yeah, same here. I have ribbon and scrap mesh and everything all over the place. So I'm with you. I'm just playing with you, Shannon. You know you're getting in the zone when you're making a mess, you know. All right, so now we're just going to add our sign. Going to flip it over and find those brown pipe cleaners that we just added. There they are. And we're making our way over to a wreath bar. And I'll just do a couple little light twists and then flip it over to make sure the sign is where I I want it to be. Oh yes, I like the green one. I like that contrast. That really looks good with that green that's popping in the ribbon. And at this point, you can trim any of your ribbons. If you feel that some of them are too long, you can trim, you can straighten everything out. And I like that placement. Let me just take a peek at it. All right. Yeah, I like that. So once you get your placement that you like, you can secure this on here for good. And you can always do the cable mounts as well, but those get a little bit pricier. And if you want to finish off your wreaths, one of my favorite ways to do that is to put a placemat on the back, and you simply just zip tie it right through the placemat. These placemats I get at Hobby Lobby. They're very inexpensive. And it's a great way to finish. Usually it fits perfect on the 14-inch frames. But it's my favorite. I mean, I think it's even cheaper to do it this way. I mean, a lot of people will, like felt, but felt can be pricey. And if you're selling your wreaths, I mean, you want to try to keep your costs down to as low as you can. And some of those big felt scraps are, like a package of felt's expensive. So this is a great inexpensive way to finish off a wreath. At least the 14-inch wreath, or the wreath boards. It works perfect on the wreath boards. Oh, thank you, Jean. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you all being here with me. It really means a lot to me. It's taken me a lot of years to feel comfortable to get to this place where I can be live and be myself. And for, I mean, a good year and a half, 2 years when I started, I never ever showed my face on camera, ever. all you ever saw was my hands and heard my voice. And it's really taken me a while to step out of my comfort zone, and it feels good. It feels good. And I'm really enjoying this, doing the lives now. They're a lot of fun, and now I look forward to planning the next one and see where it takes us. Because sometimes, you know, things don't always go as planned. It's good to have a plan, but sometimes you never know which way it's going to take you. And this is a lot of fun. But these are great to finish. It just gives it that nice finishing touch. If you're trying to sell your wreaths, you want to make sure you give a nice finished wreath to your clients or your family or whoever you're giving your wreath to. And there you have a beautiful pancake ruffle wreath. Maybe you can do one with just bows. Oh yeah, that would be very pretty. Yes. Oh, thank you, Jean. I've been crafting since I was a little girl. It's always been my favorite thing to do. And I have all boys, and I would, when they were little, I would do craft parties, and they hated it because, I mean, they just wanted to go play. They didn't want to craft, and I would make sure everybody did their craft before they went and did their business. But oh, thank you, Carl. I feel so special. You're watching me instead of football. That means a lot. That means a lot. I know my husband wouldn't do that. When it's football time, boy. I don't know what fan you are, but we're Niner fans over here. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Michael. Let me know how that crock pot thing works. I'll go grab my son's little crock pot, and we'll let it, that'll be our new glue skillet. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. I really appreciate you all. And it's been so fun crafting with you today, and I'm looking forward to the next live. And if you have any suggestions of things that you'd like to see me make, just you can always, even when this live is over, you can always leave comments, and I'll be able to see them. So thanks for watching, Holly Hobbies, from my heart to yours. Bye. Thanks for joining.